Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're heading down a path you might not expect. We're talking travel, cultural surprises, and, well, the unsung hero of the bathroom break.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, you heard that right. Our main source is this really fun blog post, The Toilet Chronicles, Adventures in Travel and Toilet Paper. It's by Roberta Hill over on Wanderlust Over 70. And what's cool is she references another article, one from Approach Stores, that talked all about different kinds of toilets globally.
Right. So our mission today, we're going to unpack the, let's say, surprising realities of using restrooms around the world. And we're going beyond just, the fixture itself, the toilet. We're really zeroing in on toilet paper, that critical element. Hopefully we can give you some insights that might actually help you out in your own future trips.
Okay, so Roberta Hill, the author, she fully admits it. She has this quirky obsession with toilets, her words, and specifically the often overlooked hero of every bathroom break, toilet paper. She points out that the Approach Tours piece, great for prepping you for, squat toilets versus heated seats, but it totally missed the whole toilet paper angle, and Roberta thinks that's something you really need to know about.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny how this toilet paper thing, pops up even in places you'd think have it all figured out. Like, take Roberta's mother's trip to Japan. Now, you hear Japan, you think, high-tech toilets, right? Warm seats, bidets, the works.
Totally. That's a stereotype anyway.
Well, her mom was in a less-traveled area, needed a public restroom, sees this long line for most stalls.
Yeah.
But one door, no queue at all. So being practical, she goes for it, maybe thinking, must be a bidet, fancy Japanese tech.
Okay, I have a feeling it wasn't a bidet.
Not even close. What she found was basically a hole in the ground.
Just a hole?
Yep. Simple as that. No fancy plumbing. But the amazing part is how she reacted. Didn't react. Roberta says her mom, who was in her 50s then, apparently had impressive leg strength. She just adjusted her scarf, didn't panic, and well managed. It kind of shows that skill she taught Roberta, the hover technique for public loos.
Wow, that's some serious adaptability. And good leg muscles.
Right. Makes you think, if her mom handled it that smoothly back then, maybe we're a bit spoiled now.
Probably. And it's funny because Roberta herself kind of learned that lesson later on in France, of all places. She used to think her mom's story was, maybe a bit exaggerated, like an urban legend, until her own Vive la France moment. Picture this. Beautiful French countryside drive, lavender fields, baguettes. Idyllic, right? They stop at a rest area. It promises picnic tables, toilets. Looks legit.
Okay.
But the toilets, well, they weren't your usual portables. They were permanent structures made of, cold cement and squat-only options.
Ah, the classic squatty potty.
Exactly. So there she is, trying desperately to remember her mom's balancing skills, as she put it. And she managed, avoided any major incidents, which she said felt like the biggest achievement of the day.
It really brings home this idea. She talks about toilet paper diplomacy. It's not just about, being personally inconvenienced. It's how these small things, these details, can really affect your comfort, your whole experience of a place.
Toilet paper diplomacy. I like that. It's like navigating unspoken rules.
Exactly. Those little cultural gaps you have to bridge, sometimes just by being prepared. She learned this big time on a trip to Russia, over a decade ago.
So what happened in Russia?
Well, she said the single most important piece of travel advice she got for that trip was always bring your toilet paper.
Seriously, above all else.
Apparently so. She packed a roll like it was gold. And she was glad she did. Even in their hotel, which she described as decent, the toilet paper was, let's just say, less than ideal.
How about are we talking?
She called it beige crepe paper. But not the fun party streamer kind. Said it felt more like sandpaper. Clearly, softness was not a priority there.
Ouch. Okay, that specific kind of rough detail.
Yeah.
It connects to something bigger, right? Something lots of travelers face. I mean, think about it. When you travel, your stomach often gets unpredictable.
Oh, for sure. New foods, different water.
Yeah. Or maybe those late night street snacks you couldn't resist. Suddenly, the bathroom is like your new best friend. Roberta actually tells the story about her business partner on that same Russia trip.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had a really rough day. Spent most of it in and out of the restroom. By lunchtime, she said he was basically clinging to her spare roll of decent TP like it was a lifeline.
I can imagine. Survival mode kicks in.
Totally. She joked she half expected him to add it to their partnership agreement later, but it makes you realize when you're dealing with, unfamiliar plumbing and good toilet paper, Charmin, as she says, is just a wishful thought, that bond you form with a reliable wipe. It gets pretty intense. It's a basic comfort we totally take for granted.
Absolutely. So wrapping this all together, what's the practical advice for you listening right now? It really boils down to two key things from Roberta's experience and this whole toilet paper diplomacy idea. First, try to familiarize yourself with local restroom etiquette. It really varies.
Like, do you need to pay? Is there an attendant? Things like that.
Exactly. Knowing the local norms can save you some awkwardness or some desperate searching for coins. And second, and this is the big one, she says, always carry tissues. Or, better yet, a travel-size roll. Seriously. Always be prepared. The Scout motto, but for bathrooms.
Pretty much. It's not just about being clean. It's about your comfort, your sanity, really. It affects your whole trip. As she says, you might thank me later, especially when you find yourself in a stall wondering where the toilet seat went. Or staring at something that resembles sandpaper. So true. So whether it's mastering the hole in the ground in Japan, perfecting the squat in France, or just, surviving sandpaper gate in Russia, travel definitely expands your horizons, and sometimes it tests your balance, quite literally, all while teaching you about global toilet cultures.
Yeah, and it leads to maybe a deeper thought for you to consider. We rely so much on basic comforts at home, right? Things we don't even think about. So how much does understanding, actually preparing for the absence of those comforts, how much does that really shape us? Does it build resilience? Does it make us appreciate things more when we get back? It's about more than just toilet paper, really. It's about how we adapt, how we find comfort, and maybe what comfort even means when we're out exploring the world. Something to think about.